This is my mom, Julie. She's a good cook. She's going to show us how to make Mostaccioli and cheese. It's a family recipe, and it's really yummy. Do you like to cook? Maybe you can try it. Here are the ingredients we need to make Mostaccioli and cheese. We use Mostaccioli noodles, but you can use different noodles too. We use 3 types of cheese: Muenster, Swiss, and Mozzarella. You can try other cheeses too, but Swiss cheese is very important. We also need milk, flour, butter, and onions. Finally, we have our spices: thyme, nutmeg, bay leaves, and salt and pepper. Let's get started. First, we're going to boil a big pot of water. But first, we need to add a few spoonfuls of salt. We want the water to be very salty, like water from the ocean. Then we'll turn on the heat. When you're boiling water, it's good to use high heat. While we wait for the water to boil, we're going to make the sauce. Peel the onions and slice them. Now, let's use medium heat to melt some butter. Once the butter is melted, we'll add the onions. Cook the onions until they're soft. Then, add 4 tablespoons of flour. Stir the onions and the flour for about a minute. Then slowly add 3 cups of milk. Keep stirring while you add the milk. Now we'll add some spices. We'll add a teaspoon of dried thyme and a half teaspoon of nutmeg. Then we'll mix them in with the sauce. Next, add a teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of pepper, and 2 bay leaves. Mix it all in with the sauce, and then turn down the heat to low and let it cook for about 5 more minutes. Oh look, the water is boiling. It's time to add the Mostaccioli. We're adding 1 pound of Mostaccioli, or 450 grams. Stir the noodles so they don't stick together. Now my mom will taste the sauce. It needs a little bit more salt.
Just a little more salt.
Okay, the sauce is thick and it tastes good. So we'll turn off the heat. Now my mom will check the noodles. The noodles should be al dente. They're soft, but not too soft. They're not mushy. Now we'll strain the noodles. Then we'll let them drain.
Drain a bit.
We want all the water to drain out into the sink. While the pasta is draining, we grate the cheese. Once the cheese is grated, rub lots of butter all around the bottom and all over the sides of a casserole dish. This way, the pasta won't stick to it while it's baking. Now we'll create 2 layers of noodles, sauce, and cheese. First, cover the bottom of the casserole dish with half of the noodles. Cover the noodles with half of the sauce, and cover the sauce with half of the cheese. Then add a little more salt and pepper. Now let's do the second layer. Cover the cheese with the rest of the noodles. Cover the noodles with the rest of the sauce, and cover the sauce with the rest of the cheese. Finally, add a little more salt and pepper. Now, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Once the oven reaches 350 degrees, bake it uncovered for 45 minutes. All right, it looks perfect. It's brown on the edges and it's bubbly. But be careful, it's hot. Wait 10 minutes before eating. Now, the best part. It's time to eat. It looks so good. It's perfect. Thanks, Mom.